current visit to Lithuania, the very first visit of such level from India to Lithuania, will in future definitely make a separate chapter in our history. But while this page is still blank, we could start filling it with signature. So President Nausėda has already signed on his part, and it is with this noble intention that we will humbly ask you to sign this book later on. But now I would like to invite His Excellency President Nausėda of Lithuania to present the history of Lithuania book in Hindi language to our distinguished guest, Honorable President. Ladies and gentlemen, the President is presenting the sign of
Ready? One.
We're just making fun of it.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, go.
This is the side of a road, you know, there are cars going.
Yes, yes. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Not from Vilnius.
No, I am from Vilnius.
रिवर का नाम है विल्न्याल.
We just drove 100 kilometers away from Vilnius. We are in Kansas City. This is the mayor's office. I'll take you to the university as well, and I'll also show you some laboratories. मुझे मत दिखा. Cut.
Washroom.
Pronounce Canis.
Canis.
Pronounce Canis.
Canis.
You pronounce Canis.
Canis.
Again.
Canis.
Again.
Canis.
Continue, sir. Why are you stopping? Please continue. No, you're saying something.
K-A-U-N-A-S is Canis.
Canis, not Canas.
Not Canas.
Like Banaskata?
It's Canas.
क्या है?
Canis.
Canis. Hey babe. Canis, we just finished our work at the Canis University. Now moving towards Kempinski Hotel. Just eat lunch and go shopping.
वीडियो
बाकी के लोग किधर हैं?
खड़े हो जाएगा.
दुश्मनता क्या कर रहे हो तुम?
बॉर्डर वाला एक मार्केट.
अच्छा लगा?
बहुत ही अच्छा लगा. How much this? 5?
Идем, нормально все будет. Идем. Что
ये रहा
ना ना नहीं recording.
फॉरवर्ड है, मतलब फॉरवर्ड अच्छा है क्योंकि वहाँ का टोटल पॉपुलेशन है 14-15 लाख और उससे ज़्यादा टूरिस्ट आते हैं हर साल वहाँ पर, तो इसीलिए। और ऐसा है कि लिटरली देखिए फिर भी यहाँ पे हैप्पी इंडेक्स HDI भी अच्छा है, हैप्पीनेस इंडेक्स भी बहुत अच्छा है। अच्छा सुन, ये जो कंट्री है ना राज, ये OECD की सिर्फ मेंबर नहीं है। लेटविया और एस्टोनिया ये दोनों OECD के मेंबर हैं। और जो सोच की इकोनॉमिक कोऑपरेशन में कितना
В чем плюс Yeah. Okay, now I'm in.
Recording start.
हो गया?
हाँ.
Recording start हो गया. अब मैं बोलना शुरू कर दूँ?
हाँ.
ठीक है. Now we are in Riga, which is Latvia's capital. I'll show you around the shops. It's good chilling weather. It's around 9:30 at night, and the sun is not yet set. Me and Dushmanta will explore the market and we'll show you some things. Now he will zoom into a light on the shop. Zoom. You find a light and zoom. Bas. Badhiya. Very good. Now we'll walk. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, now we found Malli, sir. Expressionless face है सर का. Now we found Mega. Look at that. Now I'll give you something to enjoy. Have fun. call tea in Latvian language? Tea. Just pronounce it. Say it.
Teja,
Coffee.
kafija,
Water.
ūdens.
Udens. दुश्मन हम कहाँ हैं?
हम है टैलिन.
टैलिन. स्पेलिंग बताओ.
TALLIN.
वाह वाह वाह. तालियां.
सही है.
तालियां. तालियां.
टैलिन.
यहाँ पे एक मलयालम होटल है. उसका नाम क्या है पता है?
नायर्स इंटरनेशनल.
नायर्स इंटरनेशनल. रावल अरुमा.
रावण.
रावल अरुमा. एक मिनट. रावल अरुमा. Like Shamrimara.
And what does it do?
You just pronounce Varaparam.
Whatever.
आप भी करो ऐसा.
You can do that.
You can do that. You can do
Yeah.
that. You can do that.
I'll do that.
Varaparam you can pronounce.
Whatever.
It's okay because your tongue is something there.
Yeah, I have la, I have ra also. Telugu has both la and ra.
Oh, Telugu is Ra.
Yeah, both.
You can know this one. Varaparam.
Whatever.
He also manages, yeah.
Yeah, he's Odia.
Varaparam. Because we.
We're in Estonia's old city.
Even then, it was like 1/60 of the penny or something.
मैं आया.
Yeah.
मैं आया. भी आ गई.
Take some.
咱最晚别超过3:30，因为咱们吃高峰，我就在这位置。
Yeah, that is something.
And in his second leg of tour to the Baltic states, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu arrived in Latvia on Monday. The Vice President was accorded a ceremonial welcome by the President. During his two-day visit, Naidu will hold bilateral meetings with the President, Prime Minister and the acting Speaker of the Parliament. He will also unveil a bust of Mahatma Gandhi at the National Library of Latvia. Earlier, the Vice President addressed the India-Lithuania Business Forum in Lithuanian capital Vilnius on Monday and called for taking trade and investment to a new level between the two nations. Highlighting the reforms undertaken by the government, Venkaiah Naidu said that India's growing market offers immense opportunities for Lithuanian business. He said interaction between business community of both the nations was aimed at furthering economic cooperation between India and Lithuania. He added that India has undertaken an ambitious plan to build next-generation infrastructure, including 100 smart cities, airports, high-speed trains, highways and cyber connectivity. The Vice President invited the Lithuanian business delegation to India to further increase cooperation.
The warm outreach of the two nations' body politic has created a fertile ground to reap the fruits of economic development. I would particularly like to thank His Excellency the Minister for being here today, this morning. Our joint presence here underlines our commitment to deepen our economic and trade linkages. Both our countries are also marching together on the road to successfully adopting a free, transparent and robust business environment. India is the fastest growing major economy in the world. We are the largest parliamentary democracy in the world. And now, according to reports of the World Bank, World Economic Forum, International Monetary Fund, Asian Development Bank, Moody's ratings, everybody is saying if India moves at the same pace with the reforms, it will become the third largest economy in the world.
Soon after the Business Forum meet, the Vice President met the Prime Minister of the Republic of Lithuania. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu called upon the Indian community in Lithuania to serve as a bridge in strengthening economic and cultural relations between the two countries. Raj Kamal Rao brings us this report.
On the second day of his three-nation tour to the Baltic region, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu addressed the Indian community at Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania. Addressing the gathering, he said bilateral trade between the two countries was below potential. The Vice President added that Lithuania could be an important technology partner for India, especially in areas such as lasers, renewable energy, agro-food processing and life sciences.
Our bilateral trade, which has grown in recent years, is much below potential, and Lithuania has the potential to be an important technology partner for India, especially in areas such as lasers, renewable energy, agro-food processing and life sciences. I am sure all of you must be following the developments and transformation taking place in India today under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi, who has received a resounding mandate for the people of India for a second term in office.
He also stressed that India was one of the most open economies of the world and is placed now at 77th rank among 190 countries in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index.
Become one of the fastest growing economy, as I explained to you. The business sentiment following the numerous initiatives implemented by the government is positive and upbeat. India is one of the most open economies of the world. When it comes to sectors opened up for foreign direct investment, goods service tax, GST, is a revolutionary taxation transformation that has been taken by India. And with one nation, one tax, one nation, one market approach has been implemented. India is placed now 77th in ranking among the 190 countries in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business. And we are trying to work further. India's leap of 23 positions in 2018 and 30 positions to 17 of ease of doing business are rare achievements for any large and diverse country the size of India, and it has been made possible due to sustained efforts of the government.
Earlier, the Vice President visited the city of Kaunas and met with the mayor, who hosted a lunch to Naidu and the Indian delegation. The mayor presented the key to the city and the coat of arms of Lithuania to the Vice President. Venkaiah Naidu invited the mayor to visit India to explore business opportunities between the two countries.
There is a broad consensus about reforms among all stakeholders, including all political parties. There are huge opportunities in India for anybody to come and invest. And also, I'm happy that there are a number of students from India who are studying here. And then our boys who are here, they are all very comfortable, very happy.
The Vice President also visited Kaunas University of Technology in Santaka Valley and went around the laboratory area of the Institute of Material Science and the Ultrasound Research Institute. The Vice President also saw a presentation on Kronoi's hydropower plant.
During his day 2 visit in Lithuania, Vice President of India M. Venkaiah Naidu interacted with the mayor of Kaunas city. Later, he visited the Kaunas University and went around the laboratories located inside the university and inquired about the experiments and the innovations that are taking place in the university. Later in the day, Vice President interacted with the business delegation and also met with Indian community members residing in Lithuania. With camera person Dushmanta, Rajkamal, Rajya Sabha TV.
And in a bid to enhance cultural ties and improve people-to-people relations between India and Lithuania, the Lithuanian government published the history of Lithuania in Sanskrit and Hindi. These books were presented to the Vice President during his bilateral interactions with Lithuanian delegation at the President's Palace on Saturday.
Recognizing India's rich culture and heritage and to enhance its relationship with its people, the Lithuanian government published the history of Lithuania in Sanskrit and Hindi and presented it to the Vice President Venkaiah Naidu to mark his visit to the Baltic nation. Vice President Naidu appreciated the Lithuanian government for the publication and said that the growing cultural and academic linkages between India and Lithuania are satisfactory.
When I was working as ambassador of Lithuania in India for 5 years, we're telling those stories, and in a way you would discover that so few people know about them, and you want more and more people to get aware about these important connections. I also had a chance to visit the library of Kolkata University 5 years ago or so, and was surprised because while walking in the library I just said, so show me what books on Lithuania you have. So we went to this electronic database, we enter Lithuania name there, and they returned only one name of a book on Lithuania. So entire university has only one book on Lithuania, and then that book was published in early 60s. So indeed that was a small crime in a way to keep a situation like this. We decided we need more books, so we started publishing, and of course History of Lithuania book is a very important addition to this collection we are building now in trying to bring India and Lithuania closer.
Earlier delivering the joint press statement, the Vice President said that he was confident that his visit to Lithuania would enhance cooperation and lead to a deeper understanding and stronger ties between India and Lithuania. The Lithuanian President and the Vice President witnessed the signing of 3 MOUs to strengthen agricultural, cultural and legal cooperation between the two countries.
I had extensive discussion with the President this evening on all important aspects of our bilateral relationship as well as global and regional issues of common interest. We expressed our commitment to further build on strong, long-standing friendly ties between both of our countries. India and Lithuania are on the path of economic reforms to realize the goal of socio-economic development of our people. We agreed to enhance cooperation in areas such as agriculture, food processing, information technology, financial services, and also financial technology, among others. India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, presents opportunities for win-win partnership between Lithuania and India entrepreneurs in multiple sectors.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu held wide-ranging talks with Latvian President on Wednesday. Both the leaders pledged to take the bilateral relations to a higher level with special focus on culture, education and economic partnership. In a joint media statement with the Latvian president, the vice president stressed on people-to-people relations, which are an important pillar of the bilateral engagement. He also appreciated widespread interest of the Latvian people in Ayurveda, yoga, Indian culture, cinema and cuisine, and said there is also growing interest for Latvian culture and cinema in India.
We agreed that there are immense opportunities to enhance trade, business, and investment ties in sectors such as pharma, automotives, textile, petroproducts, food processing and agriculture, dairy, transport and logistics, ICT, education and startups. India's transformative growth and Latvia's natural strength complement each other. To explore more avenues for cultural exchange and to bring people of the two countries closer, we have also signed a cultural exchange program today. As the world's largest democracy, India has been impressed by the emergence of...
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Honorable Vice President.
I also highlighted the dangers posed by terrorism, saying that terror is an enemy of humanity. It has no religion. It has no regional connotation also. It's spreading across, and we must all come together to curb terror of any kind for universal peace and progress.
The Vice President also addressed the first ever India-Latvia Business Forum. He called for taking the bilateral trade and economic cooperation to new heights. MOUs were also signed between ASSOCHAM, Confederation of Indian Industry, and Latvian Chamber of Commerce and Industry to further boost economic partnership between the two countries.
India offers one of the largest investment opportunities in the renewable space. The Government of India allows 100% FDI under the automatic route for projects of renewable power generation and distribution. We are focusing on making our growth inclusive and sustainable, guided by India's commitment to a healthy planet and our nationally determined contribution as per the Paris Accord on climate change. We have pledged by 2030, 40% of the installed power generation capacity shall be based on green sources. We aim to increase our capacity to 175 gigawatts of renewable energy capacity by 2022. Our initiative on the International Solar Alliance will enable India to be a pioneer in moving towards a green global economy.
In Latvia, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu also visited the National Museum in Riga. He appreciated the works of the curators in preserving Latvian history. He also called the work done by the Latvian government inspiring and asked them to familiarize the younger generation about their history. Rajkamal Rao brings us this report.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu visited the National History Museum of Latvia on Tuesday. He saw the exhibits that chronicle the freedom struggle of the Latvians.
Had a visit of the Vice President here in the National History Museum of Latvia and the exhibition Latvia's Century, the story about 100 years of Latvia, how we tried to get our national independence, to preserve, to save it, to fight for Latvian freedom under the Soviet Nazi and again the Soviet occupations, 50 years of occupation, but we still maintained the national independence, and we try to tell this story in this museum and this exhibition here, made by 68 Latvian museums, and it was really an honor for us to tell the story of Latvia and our struggle for independence for the Indian delegation and the Honorable Vice President of India here.
The exhibition, titled Latvia's Century, allows visitors to see historical objects kept in various museums of Latvia: Kurzeme, Silesia, Vidzeme, Zemgale and Riga. It reflects the history of the Latvian people, land and country in the last century.
museum is founded in 1869. It's 150 years old. It's the first Latvian museum. It's built, start as Latvian Society Museum. In 1920, when we became the independent country, it became the State History Museum. We are a universal museum. We collect everything from archaeology till art. Around 1 million objects we have in our collections, and around 150 people are working here. We have archaeological, ethnographical, numismatic, historical departments, restoration department, and we are a universal museum.
The exhibition is aimed at creating a joint presentation of Latvian museums dedicated to 100 years of the Republic of Latvia. It also shows the historical stages of Latvian statehood, besides offering visitors an exciting preview of the past and present values of its society.
Our visit to the National Museum of History is very, very inspiring, telling the story of the struggle that the Latvian people has to undergo all these years, and the way they fought for their freedom, and also they fought for regaining their freedom again. That has really been shown in a wonderful manner. I and my delegation were very much impressed by the presentation in that museum.
Vice President visited the Latvian capital Riga and went around the Latvian History Museum and appreciated the conservation efforts of conserving the museum and their history. With camera person Dushmanta, this is Rajkamal Rao, Rajya Sabha TV.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu addressed the heads of foreign missions located in Estonia on this last leg of Baltic nations visit. Vice President reiterated that restructuring of the state of Jammu and Kashmir was completely internal affair and stressed that the misinformation spread by the neighboring country was totally unwarranted. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Wednesday
of the Estonian Parliament mission at Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Tallinn. Calling the restructuring of Jammu and Kashmir a totally internal affair, the Vice President asserted that India's neighbour was spreading misinformation.
Many of the development initiatives are not reaching that state, and that state being a strategic state because it's the border, and then as our neighbour is trying to take advantage and then create a wedge between people of the rest of the country and that state. The Parliament, in its collective wisdom, have decided to do away with that, and that has happened, and now people are happy about it. But unfortunately, some people are carrying negative propaganda against the decision of the government. Nobody has got any right to interfere in the internal affairs of any country.
The Vice President also gave a call for reforming multilateral bodies like the United Nations. He said it was essential to democratize such organizations to reflect contemporary realities. The Vice President reiterated that India valued democracy, freedom and independence, while asserting that at the same time, India recognizes realities of an interconnected world where cooperation was the only way forward.
The Indo-Pacific as a new theatre for geostrategic contestation or an exclusive club of limited number of nations. It includes all nations in this geography and other beyond who have a stake in it. We will work with all the people in the region to keep the seas, space, airways free and open, to keep nations secure from terrorism, piracy, to ensure global cyberspace is free from disruption, and to ensure access to and responsible use of global commons.
India and Estonia signed 3 MOUs on the occasion, including extension of cooperation in cybersecurity, granting visa exemptions for diplomatic passport holders. Rajkamal Rao's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Wednesday held talks with the President on Estonia. And in a joint statement, India and Estonia reiterated that their resolve to combat terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. More details in this report.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Wednesday held talks with Kersti Kaljulaid, President of the Republic of Estonia. In a joint statement after discussion, both leaders reiterated their resolve to combat terrorism in all its forms and manifestations.
We recognize the importance of building a global order based on respect for international law and national sovereignty. We reiterated our resolve to combat terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. We also discussed common concerns such as climate change and global warming. I invited Estonia to join the International Solar Alliance, in which India is playing a leading role in order to enable rapid deployment of solar energy globally and to facilitate transfer of technology.
Vice President said the Estonian President and his delegation reviewed bilateral relations and potential areas of cooperation between both the nations.
I congratulate Estonia on their election to the non-permanent membership of the United Nations Security Council for next year. In this context, we are looking forward to working closely with Estonia in the United Nations Security Council. President Kaljulaid and I agreed to strengthen the bilateral cooperation in trade and commerce, especially IT, e-governance, cyber security, innovation and education.
Naidu also called on Jüri Ratas, the Prime Minister of Estonia, at his office at Stenbock House. After attending a lunch hosted by Estonia's President, Naidu met Hen Poulas, President of Regi Kogu, at the Parliament of Estonia. Earlier, the Vice President was given a ceremonial welcome at the Presidential Palace. He also paid tributes to fallen heroes at the Vabadu Square.
The Vice President and the Estonian President held high-level delegation talks in the Presidential Palace in Estonia today. Both the delegations have discussed on matters of national and international importance. Issues such as extending economic cooperation, IT and telecommunications, pharmaceuticals, climate change and other issues have been discussed. Both the leaders have reiterated their commitment to fight against the menace of terror at the global level. With camera person Dushmanta, Raj Kamal, Rajya Sabha TV.
MNS Chief Raj Thackeray has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in a money laundering case. He reached the